Hello, everyone. I am Melissa Bracamontes. I am a representative of the OneCampus team here in Baltimore, Maryland, and I'm joined with Eric Bliss, our support and our director, one of our directors in Walden. I will be taking you through today just to give you a little orientation on what to expect when you start your Walden courses and your OneCampus experience. So let's go ahead and begin. So by now you are registered to the English 1010 course that will begin on Monday, Monday the 10th, but you will have access as soon as this Thursday, which is tomorrow, October the 6th. And in that welcome email, you'll be receiving a welcome email. In that welcome email, you'll receive not only the link on where to go to access your course, but you'll also receive your username and password on how to access your OneCampus portal. So in order to access your OneCampus portal, you'll be directed to this link that'll take you to this page. You'll put in your username and password that's located in your welcome email, and you'll log in. Now, BSP will be participating in the OneCampus Passport experience. So once you put in your credentials, you'll be taken to the option to set up your passport. And this is a really great opportunity for you to select a couple of your interests. We'll ask you what are your academic interests, and just for demonstration, I'll go ahead and put that. Confirm my selection, go to next step. I'll also have the option to link in my LinkedIn profile, which you can do automatically that way, or you have the option of typing in a quick bio and uploading a picture. Now, if you click on yes to share your passport with your colleagues, this will open up your opportunity to connect with anyone within the Laureate network that is participating in the passport. If you click no, then it'll be a private page for you and your information won't be available for others to search. But we really encourage you to click on yes. It gives you the opportunity not only to connect with other students, but we'll also be feeding you recommendations not only on connections, but different academic opportunities that will help support any of your interests that you indicated previously. So I will click yes and confirm and finish. So now that I'm all set, I'll go to my homepage. And from my homepage, this is actually where you're going to be accessing your courses. This is just a test account, so I don't have any courses here, but you'll see the Global Student Readiness Orientation course. And you'll also see a second course that is going to be your English 1010 course with buttons that say go to classroom. And with your Walden course, you'll have the option of go to classroom and access the Walden library, which you'll access directly through this page at all times. And then I do encourage you to go in and look at the different connection options that you have and any recommendations. Learn is going to take you to the different courses that have been approved by BSP. In this case, this is the first course that you'll be participating in, so you'll see that course listed here. Engage, or like I said, different opportunities, whether you indicated that you're interested in learning a new language. We'll start feeding you recommendations on study abroad opportunities or different courses offered throughout the network, and it'll connect you not only to other students within your institution, but it'll also reach out to any other institution, any other student who has the same interests as you do. So let's go ahead and go back to my dashboard, and just use your imagination. We'll click on the go to classroom button, and it'll take you to the Blackboard that's hosting the course. So in this case, this is the Global Student Readiness Orientation, and that'll be listed here under my courses. This is a quick 30-minute orientation for all of our OneCampus students, and I do recommend you to use this this tool. It's going to give you a brief orientation, one, on what this course is all about. And then it's also going to give you helpful tips and tricks, writing, support, documents, how to be successful in an online platform. If this is your first time with an online course, this is really good. It shows you, gives you little tips and tricks on how to manage your time and how to balance your personal with your traditional courses and your online courses. Module 3, I believe it's the additional academic resources. So documents on paraphrasing, basic citations, how to avoid plagiarism, anything that's going to really help you be successful in these courses. And then module 4, technical support references. So as a OneCampus student, you have access to our OneCampus support team, which they offer technical support in Spanish, English, or Portuguese. So this is the information where you can reach them anytime. They also give telephone numbers by country, and then the technical requirements that you're going to be needing to use your course. So like I said, this is really quick, 30 minutes, that it's going to save you a lot of time in the long run. So as of tomorrow, you have access to this course. Please feel free to go in and poke around, explore this course and also your Walden course. But now I'll go ahead and switch it over to Eric so he can tell you a little bit more about the Walden course and the experience that you'll have there.
Okay, and my name is Eric Bliss, and of course I work for Walden University. And I'm going to be taking you through the classroom of what an English classroom looks like. And this looks like all of our Walden classrooms for the most part. When you first log in, you're going to see off to the left side what we call the left-hand menu bar. And this possesses several links that can move you around within your course. One of the first links, which is Course Home, will always get you back to this home page where things start. You'll see right away, but at the top of this area, it shows recent announcements, and it just shows for titles here. But if you wanted to open one up, all you have to do is click on the link, and boom, it's going to open up that announcement as well as all the other ones below it, and you can read all the announcements that your instructor has shared with you for the course. After Course Home, and that's about the only thing really important on Course Home, you can go to the syllabus, and the syllabus is a very important area for you to get an overall impression of the course. There's going to be a description of the course and what it's about. It's going to list your outcomes for the course and what they hope that you'll achieve by the end of it. Any materials you need for the course are going to be listed here. And as you can see, for the English 1010 course, there's no textbook required. All the readings can be found within the course readings list each week. And of course, there's a link here to the course readings list where if I were to click on that, it would just pull up a PDF or a Word document where you could get a list of the readings that are for the course. So the course schedule each week is broken down into 7 days. No surprise there. Day 1 would be Monday, and then day 2 would be Tuesday, day 3 Wednesday, and so forth until you hit day 7. And then you would move on to the next week. So with this course being 6 weeks long, each week that day count will reset. According to this, all your things need to be in by Mountain Time, at midnight Mountain Time. So if you have something due on Sunday, it's not due until Sunday night at midnight. Because you're in Brazil, you're actually, I think, going to be on Eastern Time. So if you get everything in by midnight, you're actually going to be an hour or two early. So as long as you get it in by midnight your time, you are good to go. So no worries there. You'll get a list of all the courses, all the assignments that are in the course each week. And so you can see here in week 1, there's a discussion worth 50 points, a Connect assignment, which we're looking into, that'll be worth 25 points, a written assignment that'll be worth 75 points, and that all totals to 150 points for week 1. And then as you go on to week 2, week 3, week 4, again, you can see what assignments exist and what they're worth for each part of your course. The grading scale, don't think you use letter grades in Brazil, but if you did, it's just a way of assigning a letter to basically a final total range that you finish with. So the course is out of 1,000 points, and if you finish with 900 or higher, you get an A. And if you finish with 800 and 900, you get a B, and so forth. So that's more of an American system that's used. I don't see it used too many other places. And then it just talks about different ways that the assignments are delivered, and just what I talked about a moment ago with when things are due, when they refer to a day. So if something is due on day 3, that's always going to be Wednesday night. If something's due on day 4, that's always Thursday night. The days just refer to the day of the weeks, with Monday always being day 1. And then there are policies on late assignments and such that are also posted in the course. So all of that you're going to find in the syllabus. After the syllabus, again, on the left-hand menu bar, you can go to the term calendar, and this just gives you the exact dates for each day. So if you're in week 3, day 4, and something's due, you can come right here and you can see that day 4 of week 3, there's an assignment. If there was an assignment due, it would be due on October 27th, 2016. And I guess this is a real good place to point out that Americans in their infinite wisdom do dating different than the rest of the world. And we place the month before the day instead of the day before the month. So when you see 1027, I know there's not a month that's 27. That's actually a day. Just know that we list the month first and then the day. And I apologize that our country makes things so difficult at times. After the term calendar, you've got a brief course introduction. It just tells you about the course, nothing special there. But after that, the course information link is really important. When you go to the course information link, this is where you're going to find the grading rubrics for your class. And if I were to click on one of these, it would pull up a grading rubric for, say, the discussions or for your writing assignment. And what a grading rubric is, because it's a term that only teachers seem to know and students rarely use, it's just a breakdown of what an assignment requires and how the points are distributed. So if you had a term paper worth 75 points, a grading rubric is going to tell you that of those 75 points, 15 points might be assigned to using appropriate APA format and paragraph and sentence structure and things of this nature. You might have another 15 points devoted to research and showing that you use sources in the course of your dialogue, whether it be in a term paper or in the discussion. It's citing a source and listing a reference at the end of your material. And then it might list like a breakdown of, let's say there are 3 or 4 questions you're supposed to address for your paper. It might show you that you have 10 points for each one of those points that you're covering. So a grading rubric is just going to break down the assignment, and instructors are required to use them to grade so that they maintain consistency across grading different students within a course. So the course information tab, I would never attempt an assignment without looking at the grading rubric first. Very, very important area of the course. Academic writing tab, there's nothing special to this. It just tells you what's expected for a 1,000 level course as far as writing goes. Moving past that, the class cafe. This is where you're going to introduce yourself at the very beginning of the course. It's not worth any points, but when I click on this, it will show you a little thing here where you can hit the blue reply button and you can post basically an introduction of yourself and share some things with class that make you unique, something that makes you, like if I was going to create a study group and I wanted to grab a few students from class to do that, I might come to the class cafe and see what people wrote about themselves. And maybe I'm really interested in football and I want to find 3 or 4 other football fans, and that's how I'm going to form my study group. And this would be a good place to go and see what people think about football. If they like it, they probably wrote something about it. And of course, it's always going to start with the professor giving an introduction of who they are and what their interests are and things that they think are unique. So, and you can see that this professor's given you a couple of guidelines that you can use for writing your biography, so to speak, a real brief bio about yourself. She's asking if you have any pets or a favorite meal, do you enjoy writing, stuff like that. So she's even given some guidelines to help you write that. Not all professors do that, but this is a real nice feature to have. So I hope that your professor does do that. After the class cafe, you have a contact the instructor area. And so when I click on the contact the instructor in the left-hand menu bar, it pulls this up. I click on contact the instructor. And just like the class cafe, you've got information about the instructor. There's a phone number to directly contact the instructor. Probably not very useful to you in Brazil. But there is also an email for the instructor. And you can use that to email the instructor if you have questions about any content in the course. Now, I will tell you this. If you have a question that doesn't relate to content, if it's something technical related, like you went to take the quiz and all of a sudden time ran out, but you were never in it, you like clicked out of it and you came back a few days later and you need to get that quiz working, definitely contact the instructor for that. But if you're having trouble viewing the quiz at all, so you click on the quiz and nothing shows up, you just have a blank window, that's going to be a technical problem. And for all technical issues, you want to use the tech support that is listed on the OneCampus page. You do not want to use the tech support for Walden University because they're not going to be able to help you as well as the tech support from the OneCampus page. First of all, I highly doubt anyone's going to be able to speak Portuguese on Walden's technical support line. There might be somebody, but odds are it would not be the one person you get when you try and email them or call in. So do go to the OneCampus support page that is on your portal for OneCampus, and you will find the technical support for your specific school even right there. And that's really helpful to know for login issues and things of that nature. For most technical issues, if it's something where a window's not appearing properly or something's just kind of out of whack, but you're kind of part way there, part not, I always tell my students this: try a different internet browser. So if you're in Internet Explorer, shift to Mozilla Firefox. If you're in Firefox, shift to Google Chrome. If you're in Chrome, shift to Apple Safari. Try one other browser at least before you go to tech support. Because what happens is our classroom uses a piece of software, and every now and then it gets an update. And it'll get an update, and maybe it's not going to behave well with one of the browsers out there. Likewise, all four of those browsers I just mentioned, they get updates constantly. And so they may have an update, but now our classroom isn't meant to work well with. And so usually shifting browsers solves most of your problems. It's just a helpful thing to know. After contacting the instructor, you have the academic integrity link. And this just talks about plagiarism and what's expected of you in the course, and so far as always submitting an original piece of work that you haven't copied from someone else. When you're borrowing information from a source, make sure that you cite where you borrowed that information from and give the reference information so that you can find that stuff. It just goes over that. And we use something called Turnitin at Walden University. And Turnitin basically is a huge library of every paper turned in the US at every university from every assignment. It just grabs it all, and it looks through all of that and highlights for the instructor anywhere you view something from another source. So the instructor gets your assignment in Turnitin, and your assignment has all your words color coded to what source it may have been borrowed from, whether it came from another student paper or whether it came from a specific website. It's all right there in front of the instructor. So if you are going to use stuff from another source, if you use more than 5 or 6 words in a row verbatim, you definitely want to put them in quotes, because when you put them in quotes, now it's not going to show up because you appropriately cited the information. So it won't show up as a ding, so to speak. So it's really good information here on the academic integrity page. When you go to the doc sharing link below this, doc sharing, you have to click again on class doc sharing. And this is an area where the instructor might share some information with you, like files that they want to share with you that they think you should have. And as you can see here, this instructor has shared a couple of example papers for particular weeks. Here's an example of what the week 5 peer review should look like. If I were to click on that, I would download a Word document, but I can then look at before I start my assignment if I have a feel of what's expected. It's got an example of what kind of sentence level of writing you're supposed to use in this course. It has an outline of what the first milestone should look like. And as you go through, she's broken things down into topics. So, at the very bottom, she's got helpful guidance on writing. So how you write a conclusion paragraph, how you write an introductory paragraph, transitions between paragraphs. She's given some helpful tips here where you can download each one of these and see what your instructor has shared with you about that. And then, of course, right here is another set where she's talking about different undergraduate papers and some advice she has for you. So you definitely want to check doc sharing. And a lot of times instructors will add stuff as the term goes. So right now we can see 3 categories, but as this term begins and continues, you might find that more and more stuff appears. So this is an area you want to come back to frequently, doc sharing, just to see what's there. After that, you get into the meat of the course, and that's the weeks 1 through 6 links that are right here. So if I click on the week 1 link, you're going to see a brief introduction of the week and the learning objectives, but more importantly, you're going to see these folders off to the left. And in every single course and every week, you're usually going to have, well, you're always going to have a resources folder, you're usually going to have a discussion folder, and you're usually going to have at least one assignment folder. Now, there might be some weeks where you're missing a discussion or maybe you're missing an assignment, but there's always going to be a resources folder and then usually some other stuff going on here. You might even have a quiz folder if you were in another course, but I don't think there are quizzes in this course, so you get off on that. If I open the resources folder for week 1, it's going to show me my readings. And if you remember, for this course, there's no textbook required, but there are readings that you are required to read. So when you open up week 1 resources, you can see here, there's an article from the Chicago Tribune you have to read. You notice that they give the reference for this in APA format, and that there is an active link you can click on, and it will take you to that story you need to read. Likewise, as you go down through each of these, it's either going to be a link to the web where you can find your reading, or it's going to be a link to a document you need to download because you need it to move further in the course. Sometimes there's media. If you go down to the bottom here, there's a link in the middle of this, interactive media. If you click on this, a video is going to play. And it's going to be one of our faculty that's talking about the rhymes and reasons of writing. And so when you have interactive multimedia, it's just going to be listed under media instead of readings. Everything listed on this page is required. Occasionally at the bottom, after required resources, at the very bottom, you might see optional resources. And optional means exactly that. They're not required, it's optional, but it could increase your understanding of a topic. So as someone who's taking courses themselves at Walden, I'm taking some DBA courses for business administration. We always have a pretty hefty optional area, and I always read them all just because it helps me learn. So, and that's what the week 1 resources would look like. If I were to move on to the week 1 discussion, I would click on the discussion folder, and it would tell me about the discussion. It would give me a spark that I would want to respond to by day 2. So it's pretty quick in the week, but usually a spark doesn't require any prior reading. It's just getting a feel for what you know before things begin. And then you're going to have the main question, and it's going to outline what it is you do to respond to that main question. So after you've read these, you can click on Post to the Discussion, this link at the bottom, and it's going to bring you to here, and it's going to show how many unread posts there are, and there's another link right here for discussion week 1. When I click on that again, it's a lot of clicking, you're going to see those instructions repeat themselves. So you literally have the instructions again right where you're going to post. So here are the instructions. It tells you what to do. When you're ready to go, you can hit reply. And you can see here that the instructor has actually reposted the Spark that were not a part of it. They were in the instructions before, but I don't see the Spark here. And that's because she's just moved the Spark down here. So if you want to respond to the Spark, you want to hit reply to her Spark point. If you want to reply to the question, you want to hit reply up here where it's reply to the question. And if I click reply, you'll see what pops up is just a place where you can start typing, random gibberish. You can change the title of what you're saying. So for me, I'm going to write Eric's response to the main question, because you always want to give yourself a different title that tells the instructor, yes, this is you, and are you replying to the main question, or are you replying to a Spark? It helps to know which. And when you're all done writing, you could hit submit. I won't do that because I don't think this instructor wants it posted by me in their classroom since I'm not really in the class. But that's how you're going to go back and forth in the discussion. And to respond to a classmate, you just read their post, and at the bottom of their post, you're always going to have that reply button. You'll also notice that when I was in here, that as you're writing, you've got the ability to attach files in this little menu bar up here. You can bold stuff, you can italicize stuff, underline stuff, cut, copy, paste. You've got all sorts of stuff in this menu bar, including a spell checker off here to the right, which can be really, really useful. So, and the final thing I'll go over in week 1, in week 1, is I'll go into one of the assignments to show you what that looks like. So here's an assignment for writing a paper. You're going to write a melody of your own. This is part 1. It gives you the instructions for what you're supposed to do. You'll write the assignment in a Word document, and when you're ready to upload it, you click at the bottom here where it says Assignment 2, Week 1. And when you click on that, you've got this area where you can browse your computer You can find wherever it is you stored the file, click on it, and then it'll show up as the file you're going to attach. And then you attach the file. A button will come up to attach that file. If you want, you can leave comments. I usually do. I usually write like Eric's week 1 paper, something like that, just something descriptive. And then you hit submit, and that will automatically go to turn it in for the instructor to then grade it and do their thing. Now with turn it in, as I bring that up, like I said, your instructor gets to see all this great stuff as far as where you've gotten from sources and stuff. I believe there is a place where you can actually do practice assignments if you wanted to see what that looked like before you turned it in there. And just to check that, I'm going to click on week 1 again, and I'm just going to click on that assignment again to see if there was anything there. I don't think it was here. It is under, where would that be? Maybe under student support. I know there's a link at the library if you want to go to the library. And if you do want to go to the library, access the library again from your OneCampus terminal. Don't access it from your classroom, because without a Walden email address, it won't let you in. But if you access it from the OneCampus portal, it will let you in. So at any rate, after these weeks, there's almost nothing left to review here. I'm going to go into tools. This will be the last area to review. You can get to the announcements from here, although like I said, it's on your home page. You can get to the calendar from here, but again, off of that left-hand sidebar, you can get to it from there. You can get to the discussion board through here, though again, you can also do it through each week. Really, the only 2 buttons I use here, my grades, send email. If you want to check your grades, you click on my grades, and lo and behold, they will appear. And next to the grade, if you click on it, you can actually get feedback that the instructor leaves on how you did on your assignment. And that's also where instructors have a habit of uploading your paper after they've made comments on the paper itself, so that you can now download your paper after the instructor's graded it, and you can actually see comments they've made right on your paper. So that's all done through here, through my grades. And then if you want to send an email, and I'll click on send email to show you what this is like. If you wanted to send it to all the instructors in the course, granted there's only 1 instructor, but if I clicked on this, it's automatically going to populate. This is going to Kristen, who's the main instructor, and then Christina is probably like me, an administrator, is just looking over the course. So it ends up going to both of them. So if you just wanted it to go to the instructor, usually this link works perfectly. In this case, there are actually 2 people listed. So if I just wanted to go to Kristen, I could go to not all student users. That would be like emailing the whole class. But I could go down here to select users. And if I go to select users, I can see there's my instructor, Kristen Bundenson. I highlight her name. I click this little right arrow thing. It moves her over to here. If it tells me that the email I'm writing is only going there, I give it a subject here. I write my email here. I hit submit, and boom, it goes to the instructor. If you want more than the instructor, you can just keep highlighting people and bringing them over. And now I've got an email to 3 people on this one. So if you create like your own little study group that may only have 4 people, you can add all 4 people and email them this way. And gosh, what are some last things I can cover? Is there anything I missed? Can you think of anything, Melissa?
I think you did a really good job at covering it all so far, Eric. It's just really important for you to know where to get your support. Academic questions relating to your Walden course, please make sure that you contact your instructor. They're there to help, so I do recommend you copying their email address in case somehow you get locked out of your portal and you can't turn in assignments. You need to contact your instructor from your personal email address. Make sure you have that handy. Save it on your phone, on your iPad, on any device that you have. Write it down on a little piece of paper, stick it on your wall. Make sure you don't lose that. That is gold. Technical support is going to be your OneCampus support team. They can help you in Portuguese. They can help you in Spanish. Any internal academic questions within BSP, those are going to go to Monica Hessner. Let me see if I can pull this up for you. So these resources are available through your OneCampus page. And as you see here, you have your school selected. Like I mentioned, any academic questions within BSP, Monica Hassner is your main point of contact. Please reach her via email at her email account listed there. support team, they are available via email 24 hours a day. And you can always contact them to schedule an appointment. They'll reach out to you. English, Spanish, Portuguese, that's a great resource to have. But they'll really be helpful in that event that you do lock yourself out of your account or you can't get back in. If you don't know how to submit an assignment or you forgot how to submit an assignment within your Walden portal, they're also there to help you with that. Anything that you can think of, they're really going to be your go-to person. If they can't help you, they'll find somebody who can. So please don't underestimate them. And just some helpful tips, tricks for you. Like I mentioned, print out or save important documents, your syllabus, your course schedule, your term calendar. Those are going to be really great. I know some of the assignments, Eric, say, turn in assignment by day 4. Just know day 1 is always going to be Monday. Day 4 is usually on Thursday. And then you also have an assignment day 7, which is Sunday. So the course schedule and the term calendar will really help you keep track and make sure that you're keeping up with your assignments. The nice thing about the course is that it's self-paced, so you don't have to log in at any particular time, but make sure that you are meeting the deadline set in your term calendar, in your course schedule, sorry. Make your presence known. Participate, participate, participate. I can't stress that enough. If you don't participate by week 1, you do run the risk of being dropped from the course. So make sure that you introduce yourself on Monday. Make sure that you turn in your discussion questions, respond to your colleagues. It's also going to be a great benefit to you because it'll help you get information not only from your professor, but from also your classmates who are going to be located not only from Sao Paulo, Brazil, but they'll be throughout various parts of the US. We even have some international students participating from other countries within the network. Post by 11:59 p.m. Brazil time. That way you are assured that you will be turning in your assignments with enough time. You'll never be late. Hopefully you don't procrastinate, but it does tend to happen sometimes. So just make sure that if a due date says it's due by a certain day, if you turn in your assignment by midnight, you'll be in the clear. Your online learning tools, take some time to review these before your class actually begins. So that global student readiness orientation that you're registered for, like I said, 30 minutes out of your day will save you a lot of time and a lot of headache throughout your 6-week course. So remember, this is pretty fast-paced course. Any additional resources that you have are going to be great for you. And you have access to your class as of tomorrow, October the 6th. So take the weekend, look over, get a head start if you have the chance to, and just make sure that you participate on that Monday. I do have a grading scale for you. The Walden letter grades, so as Eric mentioned, the courses are on a 1,000-point scale. So if you get your total points within these ranges, this is what your final letter grade within Walden is going to be, and this is what it translates to into your BSP point scale. So I do know within BSP, the lowest grade that they'll accept as a passing grade is a 7 to a 7.9. So make sure that you're participating, getting all the points that you possibly can. Communicate with your instructor if you feel that you could improve on some points. They'll either work with you or give you tips to improve your progress as your course goes on. And finally, we have, if you have Walden-related academic questions, your main point of contact is going to be your course instructor. Internal questions within BSP, as I mentioned before, is going to be Monica Hassner, and technical supports go through OneCampus support team. Eric, can you think of anything else that?
Yeah, there was one thing that you triggered a memory on, and that's with your participation. It's very important you participate in week 1. At the same time, you're getting access to your class 4 days early. If you participate on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday in a graded assignment that's supposed to occur in week 1, it's not going to count. So you want to get in the classroom and play around. You definitely want to participate in the class cafe, but don't start an actual week 1 assignment until week 1 begins.
Great. Well, I think that's all we have for today. We're so excited to have you participating in OneCampus by Laureate, and more importantly, in your Walden courses that begin on Monday. So thank you so much for your participation. We look forward to working with you, and we wish you the best of luck in your Walden course. Thanks, everyone. Take care.
Bye-bye.